Darren Plum here. I'm with Dallas from
Okay.
James Family Farm, and we are just connecting today virtually. And I think there's a lot of confusion out there, and I think Dallas would agree on with what's going on. You know, what's open, what's closed, who is offering what, how is it being offered, how can we connect with you and support you? And so James Family Farm has done some heavy pivoting through 2020, and just want to connect with Dallas, and maybe you can tell us a little bit more about what you guys got planned for 21.
For sure. So our big focus here at the farm is really events and bringing people here to provide, you know, an inclusive experience, what everything is all about. We are very new farmers, and we are as excited about things that we're learning as a lot of the people who follow along are. So, you know, our goal is always to really bring people into the process and the experience. Obviously for 2020, you know, those events were canceled. We are super hopeful that we're going to be able to bring them back for 2021. But in the meantime, we've done some pivots, you know, so to speak, offering events that are exclusively outdoors with obviously number regulations and that sort of thing. Our farm fam jams have been really successful, where people come and then we have a tour and they meet the Highland cattle and all that kind of stuff. Right now in real time.
So that's just for family. So that's just like nuclear family coming out. Okay, cool.
Yeah, well, we bulk them together so that it's groups of 10 or 20, depending on the allowance, but it's 100% outside and we can easily distance. We've got the space to do that. So, but another cool thing that we've introduced, I mean, there's been quite a few. We're just trying different things, you know, throwing them at the wall, and whatever sticks and is successful we roll with. But we are trying to find a way to bring a taste of farming to your backyard, and that's with the backyard hen hut. So it's a little. I saw
that. I love it.
So cute, right? It's a mini chicken coop.
Yeah.
And we build them from scratch, and we provide that to you with the hens, with the feed, with the waters. Basically everything shows up, and you have a little mini farm in your backyard that you collect fresh eggs from all summer long. So we've launched that recently. The cutoff date to order is coming up pretty soon. It'll be mid-February, just because we have to pre-order the hens for that. Right. So that's kind of a cool thing that we're doing. I've partnered up with another local business, and we're offering DIY kits that people can do at home, just, you know, trying to fill the time.
But I love the idea, because that kit, I saw it on your Instagram, and by the way, I'll put all the links in as well, but so that people can connect with you. But great. I love it. It's got wheels on it, so you kind of like move it to different grassy patches, right? Yeah.
Yes, your lawn will be the envy of the neighborhood, because chicken poop is incredible fertilizer. If you go to your garden center and you read on the back of the high grade fertilizer, that's exactly what it is. So you're getting it included for free. Yeah, no, and chickens make great pets. Like, they're so personable and friendly,
fun for
and
kids,
sweet. Like,
right? Yeah.
Yes, and so educational to see like where your food comes from. And if you care for the birds, they will provide you with breakfast. Like, it's the greatest thing ever. Yeah. So we're hoping that takes off.
Sorry, go. I was going to say, what is the what's the municipality allowance around that?
So that's up to everyone's individual responsibility to call about the bylaw. It does vary region to region. Like, the city of Toronto allows it, and yet I don't think Pickering does. So, you know, as with a lot of things.
And last I checked, Mount Albert did. Yeah.
There you go. So, and I think Stouffville does as well. It's definitely one of those things. Check with your bylaw, check with your neighbors. You know, if they're cool, you're probably cool. Chickens are not obnoxious. They're not loud. Right. It's not like roosters. Like, it's, you know, they're really sweet and quiet.
Yeah. And so you guys did a lot of, like, you guys put up a full outdoor structure when in like late 19 or early 20, and that was to host your events. I mean, it was an undertaking, right?
Yeah, we built a barn as an event space. That really is our focus moving forward. We want to get into private events and workshops, retreats, weddings, that kind of thing. But yeah, we built it. We hosted a wedding, and then everything shut down. So hopefully this summer we'll be able to run with different gatherings. We'll just see. I mean, we just have to roll with it, right? And do the best we can. But that is certainly the long-term goal, is to utilize that to bring people together.
I have such admiration for you. I mean, I just see like you're doing like yoga on the farm. You're doing like, you did like some craft stuff, and like there was an online, correct me, but there was an online like baking thing you did like a month ago. And I'm like, wow, like no moss grows under this lady. Like she's just nonstop. I love it. Like, I just love it. You got so many ideas.
I do. And that is a blessing and a curse, because literally the second something concludes, I'm like, okay, what's next? I get energy from that type of thing. I love dreaming up new possibilities and ideas.
Creating, right?
I love creating. That's exactly it. And I love to share this place with others. I think it's so special, and I want everyone to have a piece of it in one capacity or another. So yeah, I've got big plans and big dreams, Darren. I just, you know, once things open up, it'll be full steam ahead. You ain't seen nothing yet.
And there's maple syrup too, right? Like you guys have been doing maple syrup for a few years now, and there's I think there's a sugar shack out there. Like, you got lots of cool stuff going on.
Yeah, Doug built a sugar shack this summer. So we've been making maple syrup before we even built the house. We came over in the winters when we owned the property, and while the house was under construction, and we would just hunker down in that forest for 10 hours a day. And we were so fascinated by how that process works. Like, and every single time it just blows our minds. It's so exciting. So this summer he finally said, that's it, we're building a sugar shack, because it's freezing. You're making it in February and March, and you're standing outside for a long period of time. So we're super excited to use the sugar shack this year. I think it's going to be really good, and that's coming up soon. Like, we're looking at maple syrup potentially next month. It's all has to do with the temperature swing day to night. So fingers crossed, we're like 3-4 weeks out from starting that process again.
Now, am I right to say that that sugar shack was built from trees milled on your property? So you just like cut them down and I love it.
Well, we're trying to be really self-sustainable. So as little as we can buy from out sources, you know, that's our goal. So yeah, we do have a maple forest on our property, and as trees are, you know, dying off, we'll fell them. And then our neighbor has a sawmill, so we're able to mill planks, let them dry. Fantastic. And then Doug built that sugar shack. And then the framing as well was recycled from an old barn that someone had dismantled. So it's really, really beautiful.
Now, am I overstepping by saying that got built by YouTube? Like Doug watched YouTube and then built that? Is that wrong to say?
Yeah. That's not an exaggeration for like 99% of what we do here. Yeah.
And so many people would be scared of that. And that's what I love. You guys are just totally courageous, right?
No reason to not figure things out because of the resources we have available. Now, I will say we have found a lot of inefficient ways to do things before we figured out the most efficient way to do things. Right. But yeah, we come up with something that we want to do, and then we literally get on the internet and it's been done. It's, we're not having to reinvent the wheel here. We're just having to find a way to do it. So it's amazing. And I think a lot of it's just mindset and attitude. If you're going into something with, okay, well, we can figure it out. Things are figure outable. And I firmly believe that and stand by that with everything we do. And sometimes it's just a matter of just start and then do the next step, just keep going. And all of a sudden, there you go.
Yeah,
totally. And the right people come into place at the right time, the right experts. Yeah, if you're in momentum, it's amazing what'll happen. I think a lot of people get paralyzed in fear of starting because they don't know the full process. And we have taken a very different approach, which is just start, and the process will reveal itself while you're in that momentum.
I love it. So we're wrapping up here for time, Dallas. I just want to say thanks for being on today, and I will put all the links where people can contact you in the comments, and I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks, Darren. All the best.